All right, enough of this Arsenal stuff. It's time to talk about Tottenham. This is Red Card Radio.
Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening from. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. My name is James. I support Arsenal. That guy down below, he's talking some mad smack. He follows Tottenham, and then that dude over there in the mismatch red and blue, confusing everybody. He's a Chelsea supporter. That's Brad. What's up, guys? Hello. Sean, did you not enjoy last week's episode where we got to talk about Tottenham for 30 minutes? I mean, Arsenal. Excuse me. We didn't talk about Tottenham one time.
Yeah. Tottenham, Arsenal,
Arsenal.
Same club.
Just merge them together,
well,
right?
You know what? It's not the same club because Tottenham have not won the Intercities Fairs Club trophy, whatever it was from 1970 that you were claiming European trophy last week.
You're damn right I am. You're damn right.
Well, you know what? We haven't won that trophy. That sounds like it was at a county fair. So we have not won that.
Well,
but we got the Audi Cup though.
Interesting. That's what we're claiming. Yeah. The Audi Cup.
We beat modern century Bayern Munich. not 1970s football.
Bayern Munich's U23 team.
They still get paid, don't they?
Oh, well, I guess so. What we're doing tonight, we're talking about Spurs. If you watched last week's episode, we kind of did this. We took Arsenal and we dissected their previous season, their signings, things like that. How happy I was with Arteta, things like that. And we're going to kind of do the same thing with Spurs tonight. Before we do that, if you have not yet subscribed to this podcast, to this video, hit the subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell, do all those things that help us, 5-star on the podcast sites, all those things. Really does help us out. Share it with a friend. And we will be eternally grateful. But I think Brad did such a good job leading the discussion last week that I'm gonna sit back. I'm gonna let Brad do it. I'll put my feet
all right,
up.
Part two. The French league isn't a real league, though, right? We've said that.
It's real enough to get Balogun 60 million or whatever James said last week.
It would have been if he belonged to not Arsenal.
All right. Mr. Sean here, sir. Tell me this. I'm gonna enjoy this. I'm going to enjoy this. Like you guys will enjoy next week's. But I'm gonna revel in this for as long as I can. Please tell me about Spurs season. So at the beginning, what were your projections?
So at the beginning of the season, James is right. Context is important. We were coming off finishing a season hot, surpassing our rivals to finish fourth and supplanting them as fifth, making Champions League football and putting them in Europa. And you go into the new season, you add a fourth striker out of a front three. You add what you believe to be a decent left back. We added pieces, which you would equate on paper to being additions to an already rising team under a championship level epic manager. So of course my expectations are again to finish in the top four. And yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So your expectations were top four. I don't think that's what the Sheets of Integrity said. That
is a fair point. I hadn't thought about that.
What did those sheets say? Because y'all are gonna hammer me next week. I'm bringing my hammer out.
That's a fair point. That's a fair point, Brad. Sean, what did the Sheets of Integrity say about Tottenham?
Because I don't think it was top four.
The sheet said I had them winning the league.
Oh, okay. Okay.
that is an overcorrection because the previous year I did get hammered for not picking my team to win
That is a fair point. We did,
as you should.
We did slam you for that.
As you should. And we slammed, and if I'm not mistaken, we slammed James for not picking Arsenal to win. Like you should 100% back your team. But I just wanted to make sure that we had that on record that you thought they were going to win. And so now tell me how did
this is a dumb sword to be double-edged.
Yo,
like you can't be realistic or unrealistic, or you're getting slammed.
That's what we do here on Red Card Radio.
So, anyways, top four.
Tell me about Spurs
top
season. How you feel now?
It started out fine. The production wasn't great. People are tired. Every team's tired, but we were feeling tired. A lot of our front line played a lot of minutes into a late grinding season, into our early arduous. I mean, Conte has a pretty notorious preseason regimen. So we got tired legs going into the season. So the front line wasn't feeling too great into a World Cup. And I'm not gonna blame anything on being tired. We're no more tired than Brighton, than Arsenal, than Chelsea, than West Ham, than any other team around us. Everybody's tired. But yeah, it just kind of fell apart, and then the chaos kind of took us apart. But having within the past almost decade and a half, having one of our historically worst seasons in the past decade and a half, and we finish 8th, I'll take that. When you put it in perspective, it's not as bad as it feels. It feels awful in the moment. It feels helpless. But
so if you had to use,
you look at it top down, it's not that bad.
So if you had to use one word to describe Tottenham season, what is it?
Disappointing.
But it's not that bad.
It can be disappointing and not that bad at the same time.
I think the word I might use to describe it is chaos. It's chaotic.
Yeah.
Right. Like
chaotic.
I think I would say Levy.
We can just point to chaos from week 2 of Conte almost getting in a fisticuffs with Tuchel on the sideline after
a hair pull. Yeah.
So one thing I would say,
alleged hair pull.
One thing I would say about Tottenham is they finished 11 points off 4th, which is obviously that's a decent margin. That's not ideal.
4 dubs.
But when Conte got fired, they were in 4th.
Yeah.
And so I wonder
that's
what
the argument, right?
I wonder what the season would have been if Levy just stuck with Conte. Right? Obviously things were trending down with Conte. But
yes.
but they were trending down in a manner that it was getting a little toxic. But like Conte was saying all the right things, and this is a hill that I will die on about it, is that nothing that Conte said was out of pocket. Everything he said was truthful and deserved to be said, and was an honest assessment of what Tottenham were doing at the time. And Conte took the easy way out. I mean, Levy took the easy way out and sacked him.
Yeah. Conte said correct things and did the correct thing by not calling any players out by name.
Yeah.
And did not specifically name them as Jose Mourinho has done in the past. Like, he hasn't personally attacked anybody. He said, "Hey, there's players on this team that aren't giving everything."
Yeah.
I'm just throwing it out there.
His comment was this is a difficult league and maybe it's acceptable to finish 4th, but I think we can do better. Essentially was what he was saying. Like he was saying people aren't trying enough. And the expectation at this club needs to be that people are giving 100% all the time, and people aren't doing that right now. And it's unacceptable to the fans. It's unacceptable to the club. It seemed
that was
reasonable.
His first comment. That was his first comment in the fall. The one in the spring that got it in the next couple of weeks that escalated. He said outright, there are people on this club that are not trying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And didn't name them. You know who you are. But I see it. I see it every day on a daily basis. You are not trying to win the way other players are trying to win, and it's not fair to the people that are trying to win.
Yeah.
And it's absolutely right. And it should not be a fireable offense, but here we are. How about a player of the year? I think that one's
Well,
easy.
yeah,
We can
this is the easiest one. Hey James, who is Spurs player of the year?
The one that made me the most happy was Romero, because in the Champions League, I think you guys are still alive in the Champions League, and then you got a red card like with like 10 or 15 minutes left to go, and like just killed all of your chances of potentially progressing. That was a good one.
I was trying to be serious here. All right, Sean, tell us the player of the year. We all know who it is.
Harry Kane had an assist to Bukayo Saka in the North London Derby early in the season. So I might change my vote to Harry Kane because he gave an assist to Saka.
Strong candidate there.
It's a
Sean,
strong argument.
Do you concur here?
I think it would be Harry Kane because he scored more than double of what Saka scored in the league. So,
But did he? But what about assists? I mean, Harry Kane has +1 assists to Saka. So is there more assists there?
I don't know. His assists were low because Son had a poor season. Apparently, it's come out that he had a abdomen situation that he had surgery on, that he played with discomfort the majority of the season.
He had tummy
which
hurt.
Is unfortunate.
His tummy hurt.
But there was some pulled or strained or ripped muscle that he just played through or something along those lines. And at a certain point, that's admirable. At a certain point, it's selfish, because if you're not performing at a level that hurts, yeah. Like,
I mean, was it selfish, or was it helping the team keeping Richarlison on the bench?
Yeah, yeah. There's things to weigh here of like, is it better that he gets this surgery on? Yeah, what you know what I mean? Like, it's a weighing balance here.
All right.
But moment of the year.
Yes, let's see what is your moment of the year. I want.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm interested.
This one's easy. Newcastle smashing 7 past us, so I could just relax for the rest of the year because I realized we sucked.
That's when you realized it.
Oh yeah, that was it. Then I could just relax. Of like, oh yeah.
I mean, to be fair,
Champions League, get us out of here.
To be fair,
wow.
Like that was a huge moment, right?
Yeah, that was like the moment of like, oh, okay, all right, yeah. It was like almost like a sigh of relief of like, okay, yeah, all right. I don't have to worry the rest of the season because we do just stink.
And I also like that is probably going to be something that sticks in your memory long term about this season. When you think about like, because the way I approached this question last week was like, what is the thing?
We were still in contention at that point.
What are Arsenal fans going to remember long term? Like, what are Arsenal fans going to remember about this season? And I picked the Reece Nelson goal, right? But I think that if you polled, like, if you in 5 years' time talk to Spurs fans about this season, that could be the moment that they talk about the most.
When we're still battling for 4th with Newcastle.
Yeah.
And then they just, what was it, 7-2?
It was 6-1. 6-1.
6-1.
Yeah, 6-1.
Sorry. I for some reason 7-2 was sticking out in my head. But
like the goals were like in like a minute.
It was like I remember driving. I couldn't watch the game because I was going to some function at the better half's brother's house, and I looked at my score, and it was like 1-0 Newcastle, and I was like, oh god.
Hold on, wasn't that the weekend you were meeting? Weren't you meeting Brad and Joel at the bar, or was that a different? Was that
a different week?
Different weekend.
Okay.
Newcastle, Tottenham played Liverpool that week.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was a real good week. That was a fun game.
And then I looked once I got there, and it was like 4-0, like 20 minutes in.
Yep.
And I'm like, okay, all right, well, you know what? I just like put my phone down because I'm like, well, I don't have to check that score again. like just like, all right, like the sigh of relief of like, all right, well, I don't have to worry about that while I'm trying to be in front of other people.
That's too funny.
The only other moment of the year would have been hosting these two at the home bar and it actually being a really good game, albeit we happened to lose. it still was a great game to watch. So
Yeah, that was a fantastic atmosphere. We really did enjoy ourselves there.
it was a
Um,
it was a 3-0 comeback to make it 3-3 with a late winner for Liverpool. It was a great game.
Yep. All right. So now that we've gotten all of the pain, I've gotten all of the enjoyment out of this, and we've taken away all of your pain. Let's start the hope. Let's bring in some hope. What we got
Absolutely no hope.
for the new season with your manager, Mr. Ange?
And
How are we feeling? Ange, the Ange,
Ange.
sorry, the Ange. How? Hit it in the comments with how I can mispronounce his name even worse. Let's keep that going.
Ange
seems-
Postecoglu. Just I even tried to say his name wrong, and I said
and you
the last name
still
correctly.
right. You can't say
Dang.
Postelu.
Dang.
It's just Postelu. You added too many syllables in there. Like, I don't need an alphabet.
Postelu.
But Mr. Sean, sir, how are we feeling?
I'm okay. It seems like he likes to play either a 4-3-3 or a some variation of a 4-3-3.
Yeah.
A 4-man back, or if he does a 3-man back, he'll do a 2 in front of it, so that they can. I almost tend to like that better than a 3-5,
That's what
where the
City was
wingbacks
playing, yeah.
where the wingbacks drop back instead of the line spreading out and the center backs dropping in. I like that better because the outer center backs have time to get out and assess what's coming towards them, and then the center backs or the center defensive mids can fill their spots behind them. Versus the wingbacks backing into a situation where they don't know what's going on behind them.
Yeah, you know what this sounds like? A lot more errors for Dyer.
I think this is less errors for Dyer.
If he has to think, I think that's an issue.
I think he has to think more in a 3-5 than he does in a 3-2. Whatever's in front of them.
And well, the 3-2 is pretty much what City played. So like that's cool to
that
copy.
is
And I
what-
think, and he's from the City football group, if I'm not mistaken, the Ange.
Yeah.
No,
that was
From Celtic. Right.
But-
Sorry.
No.
Celtic. He was in the City football group. I will bet dollars.
No, I think
Before Celtic, he was in the City football group at their Australian club.
I mean, he
I think it's like
coached
Melbourne or something
Melbourne
like that.
Victory.
Yeah, that Melbourne Victory is part of the City football group.
okay.
Right.
Didn't know that, but
Because they played against. The only reason why I know this is because they like Poch was talking about him, because not Poch, Pep was talking about him, and that like they played a friendly because it's City football group.
he also played a friendly against. Ange
And he-
played a friendly against him when he coached in Japan.
Hold on.
Yeah, that was what it was. Yokohama was the one. You're correct.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It wasn't the Australian one. It was the Japanese one. You're correct. And they had more possession than them, so it was crazy.
Yeah.
So cool.
The City football group is Melbourne, Melbourne City, not Melbourne Victory. So there's two football clubs. But
okay.
yeah, it was Yokohama.
Yep. Okay. Cool. So if you're
I'm
okay, you're
good
excited,
with
not
it.
excited, like
I'm good with it. He requires work rate. Like James's note said last week, that just be interesting, just be entertaining to watch.
And also he seems like a more modern coach.
yes.
In that, like, if you
We've
look
had-
at your last
We've
three
had three fossils in
Yeah.
a row.
if you look at your last three permanent managers, it was Nuno, what was Jose, Nuno,
Jose
and then
Nuno.
Antonio Conte. I rate 2 out of those 3 still very much so, and Red Card Radio definitely still rates
Jose's the GOAT.
Jose, but their style of football is not the modern style of pressing, attacking football.
They are being overpassed.
Yeah.
All right. So we're excited, decently excited, as excited as a Tottenham fan can be. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Goalie with Hugo essentially on the way out.
This is a good one. Yeah.
Ooh,
It's not essentially. He's gone, by the way.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was like
It's
official
not-
or
It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
it's not here we
I
go
don't think
official yet, but
anything. I don't think anything can be official yet, but he is out the door.
okay. And so you guys, What's going on
we
there?
have,
What happened?
we can't official in the door Vicario until the same day.
No, he's got his shirt on, doesn't he? I saw him with the jersey up, Tottenham Hotspurs.
I don't think
Maybe it
you're
was just a
allowed to
here we
be.
go.
I don't think you're allowed to be official yet.
I think you can be
It was,
official, but it doesn't.
I don't know the rules. I thought it opened July 1, but anyways. Yeah, so the only thing I know about Vicario, because he played at some plumbers league in Italy. The only thing I read and remembered, and I'm going to commit to memory, and then this is the only thing that I'm going to remember, because this is all I want to think about, is Buffon gave him the vote of confidence, said he should be the Italian number one ahead of Donnarumma within years. He has the potential to be.
Cool.
I mean,
all right.
Well, hold on. I want to. You've been pretty, I think, annoyed by this situation though, because it seemed like David Raya wanted to join Tottenham, but that Spurs wouldn't meet Brentford's valuation of him, right?
Yeah, but that's okay. Because we've got the Italian number one.
Okay. All right. We move on and move
up.
Apparently.
He has a plumber now. There's a plumber for the Toilet Bowl Stadium.
Well, can we talk about the last Italian goalkeeper y'all signed though? Or are we just skipping over that?
He doesn't even remember who that was.
I forget what his name was, but it was like 2 years ago. You guys signed him, and then he went.
It was like a loan with an option to buy, and y'all kicked him out.
Went right back. Galini, is that his name?
Oh, good.
Something like that.
Galini, yeah, didn't work out.
This smells like a Paratici deal, by the way.
Paratici's still helping out.
Yeah.
FIFA
from a jail cell. What's going on with this?
He's not in prison. FIFA modified the conditions of his ban, and so he's still allowed to like do consultancy stuff.
Yeah, he can't have an official position, but he can be a consultant.
He's allowed to talk about football with people.
All right. So that's how I'll move on up to your defense. Is Dyer your starting center back?
How long do we have to talk about this?
Not very long. You got like 3 minutes, bro.
I don't know. This is the part I want to unpack the most, unfortunately.
I'm interested in the attack, but okay.
I can handle it in 3 minutes. I can handle it in 90 seconds, and then you guys can take 90 to unpack that. Here's what needs to happen. We've got a right back. Porro seems legit. We've got Udogie coming back from loan. Well, the idea was that we bought him and they could loan him for the rest of the season. So he's going to come back. He seems legit by all accounts. Center back is where we need to tighten up. We need Laporte. We need a starting left center back. Laporte is it. Ready-made. We don't need to train him. Just put him next to Romero. We also need a third option, and it can't be Dyer. If our backup center backs are Dyer and Sanchez, which appears out the door, I'm okay with that. I don't want Sanchez. I don't want to be an injury away from Sanchez Dyer. That's what I don't want to be. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
go ahead.
I have a question here with Laporte.
We need another one though. We need Laporte and
right. Why does Laporte want to come to Spurs?
Well, didn't he already turn down the opportunity to come to Spurs?
I thought he did, but my question would be like, how would you, like, you're a Spurs fan and you have the chance to pitch Spurs to Laporte, coming from City, coming from treble-winning City, 4 out of the last 5 Premier League winning cities. How do you pitch Tottenham?
Oh, this is easy. Emmerich, you were bought by one of the most, one of the richest at the time, one of the richest organizations in the world. They surrounded you by and coddled you with all the best talent in the world. They surrounded you with the best managers in the world. You were not challenged in the slightest in your career. You won the treble. Congratulations. How would you like to have an actual challenge in your career?
Okay. Maybe that appeals. Okay.
You've already won. You've already won everything there is to win.
Come have a vacation.
Come get paid. Come get paid and have a challenge. He's 27. You still got fight left in you. Come on.
Okay. James, do you have
Like,
anything
what-
else about Tottenham's defense?
What's left to prove other than a challenge?
I mean-
he's already won everything.
I think Sean's got the right read of it. I don't think you guys are going to get Laporte. I don't see that panning out. But
If I were to guess, he'd go. He's Spanish, right?
yeah,
He'd go to. He's going to go to Madrid or.
I
Barcelona. He's on a free, so like
I could see him ending up in Italy or in Germany. If I'm being honest, like there's a history, I think, of Spanish center backs going to or the Spanish players. I don't think hate Germany, and I think I could see him going abroad somewhere in Europe. But it seems unlikely that he goes to Tottenham. But I think you got the right read that you can't be one injury away from Sanchez Dyer as your.
Yeah, no,
that's not going to work in 2024.
The rumor is Sanchez is gone.
I also think that you need to get rid of Eric Dyer and upgrade there, but I think you've got the right read.
Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Midfield is set, right? You guys got Madison.
We appear to have Madison. That would set it because we don't have a 10. The 10 has been default Kane. it's been Kane. It's been our 9 dropping to be a 10. Which that's been set up and how the manager wants to play and this, that, and the other. So like it's been set up, but that would allow we have 4 really good center defensive mids that can almost all play either an 8 or a 6, which is nice, but you still don't have a 10 in any of one of those. So
is Madison the only thing you need, or do you think you need somebody else as a backup, like a young kid? Do you have anybody, like, I'm going to ask a question. Do you have anybody in the academy?
No, we have Sar. It's a young one. He's the 19-year-old, 20-year-old or something like that.
Isn't he a 6?
Sar?
Isn't Sar a 6?
He can play an 8.
Oh, okay.
If he needs to.
Okay.
Yeah, he can control it moving forward. But we have Bentancur, we have Hoiberg, we have Skip, we have Basuma.
You could also play Kulusevski. You could play Kulusevski in that attacking midfield role if you wanted to.
Yeah, he's good, cool enough on the ball. He's got the passing. Yeah, if we needed to do that, we could drop into it. Yeah.
What do you do with this guy Richarlison though?
I've said many times, he is extra.
Wait. So going with Richarlison, right? And Mr. 4 yellow cards, 1 goal.
He got his goal though.
Are you? So there's an offer on the table. It was 70. It'll probably go up to 80. Like all in everything, 80 mil, probably another 10 in add-ons, whatever. So we'll say 90 mil all in. Are you selling Harry Kane to Bayern?
No.
Are you selling Harry Kane at all?
What if Harry Kane wants to go?
What if what if he's already agreed to go to Bayern? Like his pay is done.
The report is that is.
Right. Are you still selling him, or are we going to have is he going to do another interview and then end up back on the team again?
That's up to him. Daniel Baldy said 100 mil or get to stepping. So either Bayern can step up the offer, or they can get to stepping.
But if you're Daniel Levy, you're not selling him?
I don't know. I think Daniel Levy, if he got his valuation, I think he would be open to selling Kane. But if I'm Harry Kane, I don't think I want to leave England at this point. I think I want to win trophies, but I don't think I want to leave England.
So all accounts have said that he has agreed to personal terms with Bayern,
which seems wild to me.
But let's think about this, right? So if you want to stay in England and you want to win trophies, there's 4 clubs, right? Like that have a legitimate shot in the next couple of years to win trophies. City, Arsenal's building a squad, United is building a squad.
I'm interested to see who this 4th team is.
Oh, you know it, Chelsea.
Why can't
the 4 teams in the next couple of years that are going to win it?
Not Liverpool?
Not United.
Liverpool can't buy Liverpool doesn't want to spend the money to keep up. Like they don't even want to do like the bare minimum. Well, they did the bare minimum. They bought McAllister for their squad, and I guess maybe we'll get into that. Spoiler alert! Hashtag spoiler alert. If you stay tuned the rest of the summer, maybe we'll cover Liverpool, and we'll see if Liverpool gets enough to do something.
Do we know any Liverpool supporters?
I don't want to think about it.
Couple.
I don't want to think about it. But if Arsenal gave about 80 million in Gabby, would you take it?
Which Gabby?
Oh, Jesus. I'm talking about the center forward. You keep your team 80 million and
Harry Kane?
Yeah.
For Jesus?
And 80 mil.
And 80 mil.
I mean, yes.
Yes. Yes.
I was worried you were saying Martinelli, and that was going to be a hard no. When you said
Gabby,
Martinelli is a hard no.
Yeah, there's 3, 4 Gabbies.
There's 3.
Are we sure?
One at each level.
Unless we picked up a new one.
Did you buy like a winger that's name was Gabby too? That wasn't Martinelli.
Did you really you agreed to 80 mil plus
Jesus?
Yeah.
That's like 120,
Harry Kane is
140.
Harry Kane is probably the best 9 in the league.
Yeah.
Holland is not a human and benefits from the Holland would not do what Harry Kane does at Tottenham. Holland succeeds and exceeds expectations because he's at City, because he's so good. I think Holland's really good. Like, don't hear me wrong, listeners. I think Holland's a beast. I think he's amazing. When I take him to Arsenal in a moment, but I think Harry Kane would do the same exact thing that Holland's doing in this City squad. And I think that Holland would not do the same thing that Harry Kane does in the Tottenham side.
Guys, second part in the comments. Sound off. Is it Holland or is it Kane? We want to hear it in the comments.
I think Harry Kane scores probably 36, possibly 37 goals next year on Arsenal.
I can't disagree with that. I couldn't disagree with that.
What you're going to have to sacrifice is Saka's not scoring as many as he does now.
Are we winning the league?
Oh, with Harry Kane, you're definitely winning.
Ship it.
Sell.
I'm buying that.
That's the easiest thing there is. All right, Sean. To round us out, real quick, you got 60 seconds. Your expectations for this upcoming year.
Top half.
Wow. So not Europe.
Look, I'll expound.
Please.
I watched 2 teams around our spin level, Arsenal and Liverpool. Both spent about 2 to 3 years in the muck transforming their roster to young, good players. It took 2 to 3 years in the muck.
Liverpool took less time. I'm just talking about Liverpool like 18 months and they were back at it. But
yeah, that was Jurgen Klopp. I mean, yeah, okay.
They were refuse. They were refuse before Klopp, though. Just throwing that out there.
They were bad. And then Arsenal, same thing. Like it took. Like I'm just putting a 2-year thing on it of like, all right, we're trying to get younger. We got to rebuild. And the two teams around us in spending power, and that's how long it took.
Yeah.
All right, and we're already starting. We got Porro. We got Richarlison, we got Bentancur, we've got pieces. Romero is 25. Like we've got pieces on the team. Like
Kulu.
We've already started. Kulu, we've got pieces on the team that have already started to piece together this puzzle. So yeah, give it another year. If we finish 8th next year, but we're getting younger and better, and like the off season goes well, and the January goes well, and like it looks promising the next year, then I'm gonna feel better. But if we roll into next August and the team looks the same, I'm gonna be a little mad.
Okay.
Understandably so.
All right, so top half, man.
If we're rebuilding, let's rebuild. Like I don't mind to see a bad product on the field and finish 8th if they're 21-year-olds and we're getting better.
But you don't want to sell Harry Kane. Anyways, all right, cool. So I can't wait to see your sheets of integrity.
Okay.
You told me you want to rebuild. You told me you're going for top half.
Hey, my
but you have
sheets
the
of
best
integrity.
English striker of all time. I'm just saying. We
We can't
I
do
can't wait to
sheets.
see your sheets. Your sheets are coming in August, I think.
Yeah.
Sheets are coming August, right before season kicks off. So little tidbits for you guys there. Next week we're talking Chelsea.
Yeah, are we super teasing the sheets of integrity? For
are.
the loyal listeners,
We're gonna keep it going too.
That'll probably drop August 2nd, just so you know. The sheets of integrity, August 2nd.
Maybe we'll hide some teasers in the ticker down below next week. Maybe. I don't know.
Yo, how you guys like the ticker? Let us know in the comments. All right, are we done? Is it my turn to get us out? All right,
you're back to get us out here.
KS Brad G, Whiteheart_Sean, at James Tiffany, collectively at Redcard_Radio. Yeah, I am looking forward to next week and for Brad to come up with some explanation for why, for whatever Chelsea just put on the field next year or last year. So definitely don't want to miss that. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks so much.